How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. There was another hack in crypto, a major exchange hack. We'll talk about this, whether you should be concerned or not. Also, what you can do to prevent that in the future. We also have one of the biggest crypto influencers saying he sold everything, citing that crypto lost $1 trillion, and the data shows the strongest setup of the cycle is forming. We'll talk about that, what he's actually doing. Also, Tom Lee talking about why we've seen the dip we have and where he sees Bitcoin by the end of the year. He also goes through a stat that is pretty surprising to me. Also, it's funny because everyone is bearish on Bitcoin right now. People are bearish because the price is down, right? But it's funny how analysts and investors just kind of go with the herd. And I can show you that on a stock recently that's gone up significantly. And now there are more people saying to buy it at double the price that it was earlier this year. So let's go through all that. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that celebrates, to everyone outside the US. Happy Thursday. We'll also be going through some of the economic data next week. If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this. Also, if you want to trade crypto, check out the link to BYDeFi underneath the video. We've been moving up throughout the week. This is actually really nice. We saw a big green day yesterday. We're actually using this $90,000 mark as support, which is actually a higher low than even what we saw before this crash down to 80,000. So I love to see this higher highs, higher lows, holding this previous support again, and hopefully we continue moving up. I'd love to see a push over 93,000 and over 98,000, which is where the 50-week is. So if you want to trade crypto, check out BYDeFi. We have a big deposit bonus going on right now. You can trade and you can get up to a $2,000 bonus for signing up and depositing on the platform. We're going to run more of these promotions too, where you can trade and get up to $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. So check that out. Also, there's a link to my Telegram underneath the video if you want to start trading and you want to see kind of what I'm doing. Sometimes I give updates there. And if you're someone that trades a good amount, you can join the whale group that we have there, which gives you one-on-one access to someone at BYDeFi. Now, let me roll the disclaimer. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. Do your own research. I'm never going to reach out to you either in the comment section or through any other means to try to get you to invest in something that I'm investing in or to send me crypto. Some links underneath the video are affiliate links. I may earn a commission, but this is at no extra cost to you. Of course, do your own due diligence. All right. The stock market is closed today, but it was a good day yesterday. Bitcoin had a good day yesterday as well. Things look pretty positive in terms of price action for Bitcoin, even if you're bearish, right? Even if you think we're going into a bear market, the fact is, what we've seen over the last couple of days is positive. So it's nice to see. Rand Neuner says that he sold everything. And you watch the video and you get a totally different vibe from what it sounds like right now, right? He usually talks about crypto, so naturally people think he sold all his crypto. No, he said he sold real estate, he sold stocks, he sold a kidney to go buy this crypto dip. Wow. Now I dollar cost average and I trade, but I haven't sold anything to put money into crypto over the last few days, right? I have cash on the sidelines that I deploy. But pretty interesting there. Pretty big move. Korean exchange Upbit was just hacked. About $37 million was drained on the Solana network in an attack on Upbit just hours before they disclosed the incident. Now, this will be fully covered, right? So this is why you don't keep all your crypto on exchanges. And I think things are getting safer as time goes on, right? The problem is when Bitcoin or crypto goes up in value, it's more profitable to hack. So like I would use something like Fidelity's crypto before just leaving crypto on an exchange. I think though, it's probably a little bit more secure. But let me know your thoughts on that underneath the video. Again, use multiple exchanges if you're going to trade. I think that's smart, and keep the majority of your cold hard crypto, right? Your long-term stack on a hard wallet or multi-sig device, that kind of thing. Lock down the security. All right, let's see what Tom Lee has to say because it was kind of interesting. He just went on yesterday. I had the longer clip. They had like a 3-minute clip on CNBC, but I have the longer clip here. I'll just play a little bit for you, and then we'll go through how analysts kind of just followed the herd for the most part. Now, he asked Tom Lee kind of about crypto, about how it dropped so significantly, how it's bringing down stocks, and how is that playing a role in the market right now? Like, it's bouncing, but it's not going up to really high levels very quickly.
So crypto had been a leading indicator for actually most of the last 5 years. But on October 10th, crypto had what I would call Armageddon, a flash event, but it led to a liquidation that was never seen in the 15 years history of Bitcoin. About a third of the market makers went out of business that day. Almost 2 million accounts went to zero.
Yeah.
And it was because of a pricing error, what I would call a glitch. It led to what they call auto
you've
deleveraging.
definitely made that case that it definitely seems as if there was something in the kind of market maker functioning that got fouled. Yeah. Now, that being said, the reason you can have all those accounts auto-liquidated is because there were that many accounts with that much leverage that got Bitcoin up to where it was, above 120.
Yes.
Right? I mean, so it's not as if it happened in a vacuum.
Yeah. So in a way, it means crypto represents really a very precise measurement of risk appetite, because there's so much more leverage. And that got wiped out.
Right.
That last time it happened in 2022, it took 8 weeks before people sort of touch their toes back in. I think that's where we are. We're near a bottom. But now I don't think crypto leads. Crypto is lagging because it's really the AI that's going to be leading.
Okay, so basically that is kind of sidelined the idea.
He has a couple interesting points there. In the past, crypto's kind of led rallies. It's kind of been an indicator that people are going more risk on. Now it's like people need a reason to put money in crypto after some of the recent events and the worry about a bear market. People are waiting to see which way the general market goes to see if they want to go more risk on. And part of that is having to do with the Fed, right? The risk premium or the risk-free rate of return, that kind of influences traditional markets and then also influences Bitcoin.
Do you have what, Bitcoin 150, 150,000 you were thinking before?
Well, I think it's still very likely that Bitcoin's going to be above 100,000 before year end, and maybe even above one to a new high. So Bitcoin makes its moves in 10 days and every year. I think some of those best days are still going to happen before year end.
And we're watching it right now at 80.
Okay, that would be nice. 100,000 even would be pretty good in the next month. A 11% move, or I guess with today's price, is basically a 10% move. Yeah, I'd take that. That's over the 50-week moving average. We could see that. All right, we could see that. Now, further into this, they're talking about the AI trade. They're talking about how like Google is set up really well, and I thought that's so interesting because Google is my largest single stock position. But it's funny because now people are jumping on the Google bandwagon. Now that it's up at $320, people see less problems for Google in the future, right? So naturally they're more bullish, and that's why the price has gone up. But it's so interesting because this is today, right? 74 analysts are covering it, and 84% have said buy it. I went to the Wayback Machine to see April, right, when Google was much lower, and only 81% said hold it. So not a huge difference, but there were, a couple analysts that said hold. They're now saying buy when the price is over twice as much, right? Back then, the 1-year stock forecast for like high analysts, people that thought there was going to go up more than everyone else basically in the market, was 250. The median was 220. Then the low was 167. So even the people that were really bullish on Google thought it would be nowhere near where it is in a shorter period of time, in 7 months versus 12 months. So it's funny how people get so bullish, right? They're saying buy now at 320, but they didn't say buy at 147. It's like that meme where everyone wants to buy Bitcoin at 150,000 or 200,000, and then no one wants to buy it at 90,000, right? That's just a good thing to remember when Bitcoin's price is down like it is right now. Yeah, people aren't that excited about it, but they will be. They'll be going risk on. They'll be going to buy Bitcoin when it's over 100 or over 115 or over 130, right? So I'm not saying that we're going back into new all-time high territory. I'm just saying that it's positive to see what we've seen in the last few days. And it's a good reminder, probably just dollar cost average, and you'll do great over time. Now, we also have some economic data next week, so keep in mind the rest of the week's going to be very quiet in the stock market. But next week, we have ADP employment on Wednesday. We have initial jobless claims on Thursday, and then we have PCE. This is the September report on Friday. This is pretty important because this is the last major report before the Fed rate cut. I don't think there's anything that following week on inflation, but we have a 81% chance of a Fed rate cut as of now at the next meeting, which takes place in about 2 weeks. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video, right? We'll see how Jerome Powell approaches the market. I would not be surprised if he cut and then spoke like very middle, like sitting on the fence, or even maybe a little bit hawkish about future rate cuts. But the fact is, we know that every meeting, like the odds can change of a rate cut leading up to them. So even if there's an 81% chance now, there could be a 98% chance by the time the Fed meeting actually happens, or there could be like a 30% chance. We never know. So even if Jerome Powell speaks hawkish or dovish, the fact is we don't know what he's going to do until like the week before. And then we have a pretty good indication. But let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Again, if you do want to trade crypto, this is something that I do with the higher risk portion of my portfolio. You can get really good returns. You can check out the link underneath the video to BYDeFi. Again, we have a special promotion right now where you can get a pretty big deposit bonus, which is great because it's free to do. You just deposit on the platform. And then we're going to run more of these promotions in the future so you can get even bigger rewards for trading on the platform. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon.